cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face, just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Hey, legends don't die anyway. I was working on a play today. Body bags covered away. I paved, zipped up like a bathing ape. How many of us then came and stayed? Not too many, I've been staying awake to get it and get right on every mistake. I give them a bite, they taking a plate. It's all been a feeling that I couldn't shake. So I just keep killing till I'm at the gates. We straight, we treat them like worms in a lake. They bake, just give me a drum and a bass. I skate and grind till I'm numb in the face, okay? Don't fuck up my day, don't talk about clutch. I got ice in my veins, I'm colder than Trey. I stick to the code, I'm glitching the game. I do anything for the win at the end of the day. I gotta cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face, just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anyways. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anywhere.
Honestly, feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you push it 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats. Circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who ready? We ready, been ready, I waited, my turn, on God, held steady. I keep dropping back to back, I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty, I'm the one they envy. Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out to send me. Plus I grinded from the start, I was stacking pennies. I might dip like Machiavelli, after the confetti. Who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who?
Yo, what is up, people? How are we doing? It's Wednesday night, and it is the season finale here for AERS, and I am so looking forward to this. Prior to my videos, I didn't know the extent of everything today. Like, you know, if you have come over from seeing the stuff on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot, but there has been a bit of news. SCI are your team champions this season. They've done an absolutely amazing job. Well, look at it. Yes, Jay, how's it going, mate? How's it going? How we doing? But yeah, SCI are the champions, and what a season that has been for them. I mean, it's been an absolutely brilliant watch, from Voller to Silo to Snacks to Finley. I think each and every one of them have been on the top step. There is other drivers in there, I know there is, and they're the ones that just stand out. I mean, Voller being the biggest one, but obviously Silo as well in his own right. Absolutely amazing driver. He's took some wins. Finley taking that great and lucky win at Zandvoort. Absolutely a brilliant win for him. It has been, but it's been an up and down one. They had a great start. They took the lead, and give it to AMR, who really have fought tooth and nail, absolutely tooth and nail, to try and really close that gap between themselves and SCI. But unfortunately, it hasn't kind of gone their way. They will have to just settle for second place. But I mean, second place still in this championship, absolutely amazing from the team. I mean, I think if we look back from AMR's kind of point of view, and again, I mean, I'm just a commentator. I'm not having digs at anybody or anything like that. But Tico was the name that kind of stood out for them. If he perhaps would have done better in the race. There was moments where they were his fault as well. Like, let's get that clear. But obviously, at times they were kind of his mistake, and we just didn't have really good qualifyings. But his race pace kind of let him down. Maybe his race etiquette as well. Kind of let him down a bit, and seeing him kind of lose positions and inevitably lose points for the team. It is close in the championship. We will have a look at that, because there is still that one place to play for in that top tier, and it is a P3 in the championship. So we'll have a quick look at that, because I need to get everything underway pretty quickly. So as you can see here, it is AERT and FRT. Venturi Sport. I mean, eSport. I mean, P3 and 4 have got to have a really bad race for VNT to win this. But the ball's in their court. FRT had a bad race last week. A very, very bad race. Not scoring. I don't think they scored any points. Where AERT, we didn't have the greatest of races. Probably could have done a little bit better, but at the end of the day, we walked on with points, and the boys have managed to put it in P3. But it is a slender gap, as you can see. That gap is so narrow, just 3 points splitting AERT and FRT for that P3 position. Like I said, V&T do have a shout, but they have to put on one hell of a result here tonight if they want to take that P3 away from either FRT or AERT. Positions further back to play for, I think it's P8 and 9, 8, 9 and 10. AMS need the result of the season, like I said, for themselves, as well as, you know, RSC and IRT. This is going to be a strong battle between them at the back to see who comes out on top. So, you know, stay tuned for that one, as that is going to be inevitably getting underway. But I just want to say a massive congratulations to SCI. The lobby is open. Can you just announce that for me? I'm going to start getting invites out at 7:45. I did put it in NA chat, so they will be going out shortly. But the lobby is ready and waiting for the drivers to attend. So, what track are we at? As we know from the title, it is Brazil. Brazil! Absolutely brilliant track. One I can't seem to conquer on this game. A conquer for my personal self, like pace and stuff like that. Just can't really get to grips with it. I've had quite a bit of trouble on all the tracks on F125, whereas F124, I think I drove a lot better, had a lot better pace. F125 hasn't seemed to have gone my way. Maybe 26 kind of brings that back. I'm kind of fingers crossed for that one. I do race on a Monday night, so it would be nice. I did get a good qualifying the other night, but I would like to be battling a bit more up at the top. But yeah, so Brazil, the circuit, and let's get down to all the needs to know for this magnificent circuit. So the first Grand Prix was held back in 1973, with your track length being 4.309 kilometers. The lap record is held by Valtteri Bottas, which is a 1 minute 10.540. Are we going to see that beaten here tonight? Possibly. Which he set back in 2018 when he was driving with Mercedes. Most pole positions is a shared one, and it's Ayrton Senna, Mika Häkkinen, Felipe Massa, Rubens Barrichello, Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen. The most wins, though, goes to the man that doesn't have the most pole positions, isn't even in the shout. Well, I think he may have one or two, but it is Sir Michael Schumacher. Sir Michael Schumacher? It should be, but it is Michael Schumacher. Pull run to turn one, breaking point, 200 metres. Quite a short one, but we're going to see a lot of side-by-side action going on there. Overtakes, not really interested. There'll probably be quite a lot of, won't be that many overtakes. Probably lap 1 and 2, and then on the final lap you might see a couple here tonight, but let's hope the racers really go for it. The safety car probability, really high one, is quite a close quarter circuit in some of the corners, so any mistakes, any contact could be detrimental to any of the drivers' races. The pit stop time loss is 20.8 seconds. Virtual safety car probability, 43%. There are 15 corners here at the Sao Paulo circuit. The first DRS zone on the lap is between turns 3 and 4, and then the final is in between turns 14 and 15. So, yeah, should be a very, very interesting one. I'm just going to shuffle onto the game and start getting these. Well, I don't even think I've had any people add me to the game as of yet, but we'll see. We'll see. See if we got friends requests. Let's have a look. So accept, Mertsim, Jamil booking set. Right, let's just get these people in, and we'll well, after I've done that, we'll see who's actually driving, and we'll wait and see. You boys can wait and see who's actually driving. Yeah, lobby's open. Yeah, mate. I'm sending the invites out now. I've just had Shrimp, Mert Shrimp, add me. So I'm going to get him in. There was a few others, but obviously their name might be different. AMS Eric. That's probably one of them. If not, I'll kick them. Don't worry. If they could come in, can you just ask them to come in the chat if they've added me? Or there's also get him in. another quality driver. He's had a good season also. Like I said, it's been a bit unfortunate for him that he's kind of been. It sounds like I'm going in on Tico, but like been let down by his teammates at the time. You know, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons himself. You know, he has put on some really brilliant drives, but he's made his own mistakes. But he's been another driver that stood out for me, really has, throughout the season. So just bear with me, people. I'm not ignoring you. I am just trying to get these boys in. I am running the lobby here this evening. As Mr. Grumpy, as you can see in the chat, he cannot make it. So I am taking that and going with it. So, yeah. Where's Dan? David's got to be here. I've literally just added him. TF10K. I wish there was just like another thingy that all new ones went into. You boys just bear with me though. I will get as many of you in as I can. I have sent a couple of invites out, like I said, but it doesn't seem like anybody is joining as of yet. Right. Let me try and find that one. There he is. Gaming Bulls. Is that one of them, Grumpy, do you know? Jamil. Jamil. But yeah, I mean, this is... I just want to personally thank Grumpy as well for, you know, allowing me to do the comms here. It's been an absolutely amazing experience. To see the speed and the consistency from these drivers has been absolutely... It's just been something else. Like, it really, really has. And it's been an absolute pleasure. And long may it continue. Like I say, I'm not going anywhere. Not planning on running off. Sab. I don't even know, like, people's names. So this is like... Hang on. Best thing to do is look at Discord. NHL. If we could just get one of the VNT, where was that? VNT Zach. Yeah, right. So that's got to be one. Right, Caden. Caden have him. Bear with me, people. Like, I'm just trying to find these lads. I've invited. The trouble is, if they're not online, if they don't show up online, they're on a completely different list, and I don't know like what their names are anyway. Why are none of them like joining? There's Caden. Right, Caden's got an invite. I'll show up as XDF1 Pro. Right. I think Caden's getting a few of them in, so. Yeah, I can't find it. XDF Pro. Right. I'm gonna run. Them boys can start adding one another like to the race. Let's get over to the lineup. Let's see who's actually racing tonight. So we've got Caden and Cole in for AERT. As we know, they drive for Alpine. For SCI, it's Jordan and Finley. For RSC, it's Adis and Sem. For AMR, it's Otzo and Ivan. For FRT, it's Justin and Bella. For BRC, it's Dawid and Jamil. For VNT, it's Thomas and Ray Wintz. For IRT, it's Sim Barrack and Callum. For OMB, it's Schumacher. Good to see him back. We've seen some decent drives from Schumacher throughout the season. And then we've got Mertes. And then for AMS, it's Eric and Lucas. So I have invited AMS Eric. Whether he got the invite, I don't know. But we'll give him another one. And we're just then waiting for the other boys to add me. Or if not, everybody else. Have I? Oh shit! I've not changed the truth. Yeah, that's my bad. It's because I'm doing Spain. I do apologise, people. Where's the track? Track selection. Yeah, I do apologise. Surprise! Right, Adas. I'm not going to bore you all with all the adding and stuff like that while I'm getting this sorted. Right, Adas X. Right. There's Adas. Hey, Grumpy, you didn't even notice that neither. You probably did. I've not been in chat for a while, but I do apologise. you don't see it anyway. The boys do. It's good job I changed it before. Good job somebody noticed it before we went live. Like proper. I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat just to make sure that nobody else is asking for invites or anything like that. But yeah, I really can't wait to see what unfolds here tonight. Can Caden and Cole secure P3 for AERT? I'm sure they can do it. You got the backing, boys. Come on, bring it home. And then we've obviously got FRT. They'll be in the Red Bull. And can they try and spoil the party for AERT here this evening? They can do. I mean, they've got the drivers. It's not as if they haven't. As we get another friend request there. Got Sema and then VNT Thomas. So we'll get Thomas in as well. I mean, all these drivers have played a part this season. Each and every one of them deserves a pat on the back for, you know, turning up, playing a part, putting on a show for us. You know, without each and every single one of them that has driven here this season, you know, whether they've been in the limelight or they haven't, or they've been in it for good reasons or bad reasons, each and every one of them deserves a round of applause and a big W in the chat for the participation that they've played. It has really been an amazing season from them all to watch personally, to be a part of. I want to thank each and every one of them, like, from me personally, for turning up to races, showing me the pace that y'all have. It's utter respect from P1 to P20 to each and every single one of you drivers that turn up and take part in this and really do put, you know, 100% into trying getting the best for your team. So big congratulations to each and every one of you, whether you're in P1 or P20. You know, GG's to each and every one of you, each and every one of us. Ivan, right, there we go. I have seen Ivan. Need an invite. Today, lads. Where are you all? We'll move over to the live anyway. You can see them all add me and everything. Here they all come flooding in now. Come flooding in. But how are we all doing, people, on this Wednesday? Join us tomorrow night because I mean, there is 2 lads there that want to do it, and they did say yes first. So if they want to do it, crack on, roll on with it, lads. Like, I'm not going to take any, try and step on anybody's toes or anything like that. But we could be doing the assist season finale tomorrow, and I am hoping that Grumpy that will allow me to do both tiers in the next competition. So Grumpy, what do you say, bro? Are we doing them both next season or what? I best get in the Twitch chat just to make sure, just to see if he answers me. Right, so this is Lucas VD Boss. Right, so let's get Lucas in. Request. Schumacher. Again, like, he has had some really good drive. I think Australia was probably, Schumacher's, was it his best drive? I'm sure he went like back-to-back races with really good drives in the early part of the season, did Schumacher. Really, and we've seen him throughout the rest of the season as well play a part. He's been one of them consistent drivers where you see up in that top 10 and we see having, little battle side-by-side moments. So, yeah, let me just get Schumacher into the lobby. But as I said, it's GG's to every single one of these drivers. I mean, I wouldn't want to... If I raced against these boys, I'd be lapped. I know without a shadow of a doubt. And that is even if it was a 5-lapper and I had a 1-lap advantage, they'd still probably catch me. Like, the pace difference between these boys and me is absolutely ridiculous. And, props to Caden. Like, Caden, mid-season, well, not mid, but kind of to the back end of the season, swapped to wheel. And his race last week, and me personally, the balls, like, I was driving in tier 2, the pace nowhere near these guys. Like, probably, if it was in these guys' category, I'd probably say tier 4. And I was petrified of going from controller to wheel. And it seems like Caden's took to it like a duck to water. And I mean, massive GG's to him to have that ability and that mindset to really push, and he did so well last week, and massive GG's to him. And my bottle would have gone, especially against these like this caliber driver. My bottle would have well and truly gone. But he did really, really well. I mean, come on, people. We don't even have to ask. I mean, he's not here tonight, which I am surprised. I thought he would be racing in that final race of the season. I thought FCI, but he can have it. Basically, he can have a night off, because they have took the title. But it's been Voller, and people have asked me in the chat, like, who's been your most, entertaining racer, and some people might say, oh, it's because he's mentioned a lot and this and that, and people have loved him in the chats and stuff like that, and it's obvious that you're going to do the same. But from a driving perspective, yes, he hasn't quite been in it. Like, he's had his races where he's been absolutely phenomenal, brilliant, and then he's had his races where he's not done well in qualifying, hasn't picked up the points. So he's been a bit of an all-rounder, but he's still kept in there. He's kept it clean. He's kept it, we haven't seen him in any incidents. I don't think I've seen him in any stewards reports. And he has been an absolute pleasure to watch, and I wish that lad all the best, in his racing future, because if he can stay the way he is, and he's looked so calm, cool, and collected, deals with the pressure well. So the only way is up for Voller, and I think he's got a really good, bunch of friends that back him and show him huge support. And that is the SCI boys. They really, really do come out in force when Voller is on the scene. So, yeah, he's definitely been one to watch. But there has been, like I said, other drivers. Sem is another one that I could mention that I've noticed. He's been up there. He's been having some good racing, good driving. So, yeah, lads, if you want to get underway, yeah, it looks like we are getting underway. It is 8 o'clock. Everybody is here. Let me just... Why can't I at everybody? So here we go, people. The countdown is on. The season finale is about to begin. SCI have done the job. They've took the championship. AMR in a nice P2. Could this race be about FRT and AERT going for that final position? Like I've said, VNT also in with a shout. They could potentially take this. They have to get P1 and 2, I think, and then AERT and FRT to score very, very, very minimal points in the race for them to take it. So it could be a very, very interesting watch, especially if VNT show strong pace from the start and AERT can't quite get the and FRT. So let's see how quali unfolds. And they're the kind of the teams that you want to be watching here this evening, to see who can outscore who. And in reality, it only takes AERT to outscore FRT. They've won it, but like I said, VNT mathematically still in with a shout. So we're just waiting to get into the lobby, and I don't know what has gone on here. But there we go. So let's get all the good stuff on. And let's wait to see who comes out first here in qualifying. I mean, it's usually been one of the AMR boys that gets out first. So, and I don't think I've ever seen Ivan drive for AMR. So let's see how Ivan does. Can he, be Otzo's number 2? Definite number 2 here this evening. I know she got a bit of a poorly belly, hasn't she? But there are drivers hitting the circuit. Sorry, people. My daughter was talking to me there. And let's see who is on the circuit. It's not one of the Ferraris. I think it may be... Is it? No, it's not Thomas. Let's just wait for it. There it is. It's Sem. So Sem out first. Onto the circuit. And it is RSC. Jesus. Who will be first to set the lap here this evening. Now, Brazil, Sector 2 is the more worrying part of the track, I think, for the drivers. Very technically, you have to be very technical there. And look at this, we've already got SCI and RSC battling for who gets across the line first here. And who was that? It might have been Finley, that. Getting his elbows out, showing his eagerness. So let's jump on board with Finley. He wants to be the first across the line, so we'll give him the limelight. Here he goes. It's SCI. Finley for his first run of the evening. And let's see what he can do here in the season finale at Brazil. Here comes turn 1 for Finley. Looking very nice. Tight, nice over the curb. Got to hug this inside left curb as you go round at turn 3. And now it's the DRS zone and the run down to turn 4. Downhill braking into the left-hander. Then you've got another left of turn 5, and it's the run up to the hill to turn 6. And then you've got this long turn 6, trying to keep the power down as much as you can. Braking into 7. Then down in... Oh, no, that was 8. Down into 9, sorry. And now it's up to turn 10. Looking good so far for Finley in the Mercedes. We're coming up to the sector split. Let's have a look what that's going to be. That is a 50.782. And Finley now through 12. 13 he goes. Now turn 14. He's got one more corner to go. And then it is the start finishing line for Finley. What's it going to be as Finley comes across the line? It's a 1 minute 6.754. And boom, that is quick. A very quick lap for Finley, but it's invalid. I didn't quite see that on the track map, but it is invalid. And the first person across the line is going to be Adas with a 17.135. And then Ivan comes across the line with a 106.605, showing that AMR do always well in qualifying. As you can see, Otzo there in P2. Can it be another P1 and P2 for AMR? They've done very well in qualifying at the back end of this season. AMS Callum comes in at P3 with a 106.853 for the Aston Martin of IRT. VNT though, Ray Wintz in at P2. VNT need this result here this evening. Let's have a look who else is out on track. Finley probably going again. We've got Schumacher. He's coming through. Turn 13. Now on the run down to the start finishing line. How we doing, lads? Hiya! Yes, Voller. How's it doing, lad? Hiya! How we doing, people? Yes, Voller. Thank you for joining us in chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it. You've had a legendary season, my friend. One of the most spoke about drivers here on the commentator channel. And I tell you what, made me a personal fan as well. The composure, the drives that you have put on this season have been absolutely amazing, sir. And I just want to thank you for the entertainment value as well of watching you. And I don't mean entertainment as in funny. I mean the sheer class and just the drives that you put on, mate. So thank you very much, and thank you for joining us in chat, Voller. The big man's in chat, people. We've got FRT Justin, another team that needs a good result here this evening. If they want that P3 in the championship, can Justin basically, he's just got to he needs to outscore AERT massively. We've got Cole in at P5, and where is who's the other AERT? Sorry, people, I've lost him. It's Caden. Caden with a 107.270 down in P11. He gets a break from carrying. He gets to sit back and watch. But yeah, thank you very much, sir. You've done amazing this season. SCI as a team, congratulations, boys. Like, honestly, congratulations. You played it brilliantly. From Silo to Finley to Voller to Snacks. Absolutely brilliant season, and it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on your races and your qualifying, lads. GG's to each and every one of you. So here comes Justin to the line. It's a 106.777 for Justin. Puts it up in P4. That's a good result for his first run here in qualifying. Let's have a look at Finley. Finley back on an outlap after invalidating his previous run. So can Finley show why SCI are the champions here for this season and take that top spot away from Ivan? He had a good lap last time out. Not far off Ivan. He just needs to keep it in between the white lines. Does Finley? As we get BRC Bino in the chat, SCI top team. Yeah, they really are. They support one another. They're always in the chat supporting one another. I think they're one of the more supported teams of this season. And I think if other teams could implement that, it can give confidence in the drivers. Like knowing that the team has the backing. And I'm sure it gives like Silo or like Finley knowing now that the boys are here supporting him. You know, wanting him to get that result. They might have a bit of a dig at him every now and again and to make fun, but it's all in jest. But they support one another, and that's what you like to see. Yeah, he's driving now. This is I'll give me a kiss. Go bed. Does Uno Silo? What? When was this? Silo. Wow. I mean, best of luck with a new team, mate. Honestly, and that's like best of luck, but wow, that's set me back a bit, that. Wow, Silo, after seeing him with SCI this season, I mean, if he joins a different team and they race next season, it's going to be a bit odd. But, I mean, yeah, wow. Silo no longer at SCI. Bit of a shock for me, that, people. Bit of a shock. Breaking news here at the commentator channel. I'm sure this was probably weeks ago. I don't know. But let's look on board with Ray. Ray currently P2 here in qualifying. Can he improve? With just 9 minutes left here in qualifying, he'll have this run, and I'm sure he'll have another. But it's a 106.715 he needs to beat, which is his current lap. He needs to beat a 106.605 if he wants to take the top spot away from Ivan. Ivan, I think, just coming out on track there behind him. Yes, Mr. Crew, how are you doing, bro? Oi, joining us here for the season finale. And it is Brazil. I hope Mrs. Crew is well. We've got SCI Daniel in the chat. Yes, Daniel, how's it going? But see, this is what I mean. I know Silo's not SCI, but like you got Daniel, we've got they're always here. Kai, I mean Vola's an SCI lad, so yeah. But Ray is up, but he's not enough to topple Ivan here through Sector 2. It's all about Sector 3. Has he had the Sector 3 of his life as he comes across the line? It's a 106.592. He does take that top spot away from Ivan, but Ivan is out on the lap. He's just started it now, going through turn 3. But get this stream shared, people. The season finale here for AERS. Let's get as many people as we can in for this one, because I'm sure the lads will make it an interesting one here at Brazil. But Ivan now in Sector 2. Missed the Sector 1 split there. But the Sector 2 split coming up very, very soon. Can Ivan retake that top spot? We've got Dawid going in at P3. It's McLaren. I'm trying to find BRC. Is it BRC for McLaren? Yeah, BRC in at P3. I do apologise there, fellas. But now Ivan, it's power down. It's to the line. He must be improving. Here he comes. It's a 106.522. Ivan does retake the top spot here in qualifying. With, I think the drivers, majority of them, will all have one more run left here. I think Dawid Dawid actually out on track, looking to improve here. Not far away from his previous time, but looks like he may be. No, he's actually finishing this one. So up to the line for Dawid. And it's not an improvement there. Not an improvement. Let's have a look at the other FRT driver in Bella. Bella needs a good result here for FRT. They need all the points they can get in that battle with AERT. But AERT on the back foot at the minute, with having Caden down in P16. But Bella, a bad lap, maybe going again. So Caden needs big improvements. It's P14 for Caden. And we got Cole in at P11. Good to hear that, Mr. Crew. Good to hear. And Schumacher, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. I'm sure it's Schumacher that drives for for the Haas team, for OMB, who is up in P6, and this is what you see from Schumacher. He does have some good qualifyings. He's got some decent qualifying pace as Schumacher. As everybody now making the way back into the pits. And I mean, like I said, the teams that we should be really watching are FRT and AERT in this one here this evening. They're the ones that are fighting for something here in this championship, and they're fighting for P3. AERT do have the advantage, but with Justin going P7 and Cole and Caden down in P11 and 15, it puts AERT automatically on the back foot here in qualifying. And Silo joined BRC. Nice. How much they paying you, Silo? Are they giving you, bro? But nice, that's a good signing for BRC, that. Very, very good signing. I think BRC ought to be very proud of themselves with that accomplishment. And I'm guessing he didn't join for BRC with him putting them cheers in that face in the chat. What's going on, Silo? Are you flying solo for a bit, or have you joined another team? Or is it yet to be announced? VNT PC. Are you just going to start naming different teams now? Or is it 100% VNT? Silo is too strong for BRC and we don't have the money to keep him, but if he came for free, why not? What do you mean, money to keep him? Silo, how much are you getting paid to drive for teams? Like, let's have a real moment here before we get into the final runs of the evening. Come on, Silo. Nothing. They should be doing for the pace that you've got, bro. Like, fucking hell, you Volley, fucking majority of this grid, you fucking all rapid. Like I said earlier on, GG's to all these, man. On a fucking brilliant season. Brilliant. We got Jay Wizzy. Upper VNT. Oi, oi. Silo, I love you. But yes, Jay, how's it going, mate? VNT currently in P2 and P8. Could be a good result for the VNT boys. They need a better. They need a bit better positions, point scoring wise. I think though. To go up against ART and FRT, that was the slowest entry into. What's the dash doing? You know, get his tyres into the right dinghy realm. So who am I going on board with here? Justin. Right, Justin. First one to set a lap. He's up in sector 1. Does improve. Now making his way through sector 2. Can FRT score big here and dethrone AERT from that P3 spot? They need it. They need a big result. Bella needs to pull the socks up and get the lap in. But here comes Justin. Justin, has he improved through sector 2? There is an improvement. There's a 2/10 improvement for Justin. This could see him at the top spot if he improves through sector 3. Here we come for Justin. It's been a great lap. It's up to the line. And it's a 106.541 for Justin. Goes into P2. Still a great result there for him, but there's still big improvements out on track still taking place. And I don't know whether VNT Ray Wince may have had a bit of trouble there. This is still enough. No, it's not. He needs more time through sector 3. If he wants to take that provisional pole spot with still time and people to cross the line. Thomas goes into P3. Ray Wince back to the top. Where's Ivan? Ivan's invalidated. So Ivan, is he going to be going again? Where's Cole? What's the improve? Cole's down. Caden. Another one Could this be going VNT's way here this evening? Could VNT come out of nowhere here and take P3 away from two teams that have been battling it out for the past couple of races in that position? This is a bit of a shocking turnaround, this. But VNT came to play in this final race of the season. Justin won't be able to go any quicker. We're on board with Thomas, who has invalidated. Let's have a look at Seb. Everybody's going to be making the way back to the pit, surely. I don't see anybody improving. There might be somebody out on a lap. But it definitely ain't. Seb was what? God damn! As Finley for SCI goes to the top, it's been trouble for Finley. All qualifying, he hasn't looked settled in the car. Ray went quicker with a 106.486, but Finley comes across the line and takes it for SCI, showing that SCI never were leaving that top spot. They was never leaving it for the final race of the season, and Finley, with a cracking start here, puts SCI on top spot with a 106.456. Go on, Finley. Go on, Finley. Cracking lap, lad. Otso gets P2 for AMR. Great. Is this what we're going to see? Is this the result we're going to see for the championship? The top three as it currently is. Mercedes, Ferrari, Williams. Because if Justin messes this up from the position that he is in, AERS kind of hoping for a big mistake, because VNT are in brilliant position. They've got two drivers in the top 10. They really could spoil the party for both FRT and AERT here. This really setting this race up on a knife edge for the battle for P3. But like I said, the battle for P1 and 2 is sealed with SCI and AMR, and they're showing why here this evening, with both having one of their drivers in P1 and one of their drivers in P2. Absolutely brilliant racing from these boys, and we didn't have anything go wrong, so there won't be no lobby reset. I don't have to panic about getting a picture of the grid. Let's hope that Smeggy! How's it going, Smeggy? It's seen you for a bit, pal. Looks like we've got nothing but blue skies here for the race. But Finley put in a stellar lap then. Stellar lap. Whew. And I just want to remind people that I am now sponsored by Apex Apparel. Make sure you go over there and have a look at some of the goods that this man has in his store, from phone cases to hoodies to tracksuit tops. Everything's going to be put out there. And if you use code COMS at the checkout, you'll get a 10% discount on your purchase. So make sure you head over there and have a little look at what they're doing. That is Apex Apparel. As we get Bravo in the chat. How are we doing, Bravo? I think that's another first, but I think that's the first time I've seen Bravo in the chat. How are we doing, Bravo, lad? As well as Wirefile. That's another new one. So welcome in, ladies or gentlemen. You never know these days. I ain't got a clue who them pictures are in that chat. Oh, I need to do a start time, don't I? Jesus Christ. Hopefully Grumpy's been on that one. I do apologise. I told him I would go with it. Let's go 27. Shit. I hope someone got that. But it will be 2027 if you can relay it to your teams or your drivers. 2027 will be the start time. Just a minute to go until that. I think we went quite on time, so that should have been long enough. See, I'm so not used to running lobbies anymore. Like, I'm so used to other people doing it in the background where it's usually grumpy, but I hope I've done him proud. I've done my best. I can't put it as I can't at the tier. So do. Manum. But I'm sure the BRC boys and I'm sure Finley will know, and everybody else by now, hopefully they do, that we will be going underway very, very shortly. And we'll get this season finale at Brazil underway. You know what? Brazil's been kind of a fan for season finales, I've noticed, in, like, league racing. Not sure why. But it does seem to be, like, the one race that everybody likes to do last. But let's get underway, people. Let's somebody be pressing that ready up button. Let's hope that somebody has at least. I know Callum will have seen what I put in chat, so hopefully he's pressed that. Yep. Finally, I get a countdown. Finally get a countdown. Wow. Here we go. As we get AZR Shimalawa. Oh, I'm not even botching that name, but welcome in. How are you doing? As here we go. The season finale is round 14 around Brazil. It is underway. Can SCI Finley make it into turn 1 in the lead of this race? Are we going to see Otso try and throw it down the inside? Finley. And Otso trying to sneak it. Otso inside line. Finley will have the outside, but it looks like Otso carrying just that little bit more pace. It's a drag race to turn 4. Who's going to come out on top? Otso will have that inside line, and Finley gets demoted to P2. As we got Sem and Justin battling in the background. It's all happening here in the season finale. More side-by-side action were the AERT boys. Caden P10, but I think Cole's lost positions. Cole's down to P19. But VNT currently P3 and 5. Could this see them steal the championship away from FRT? They just need Justin basically to fall off a cliff. But Justin is in prime position here. He's on the hard compounder tyres, whereas the rest of the people in front, well, the people in front of him are all on the medium, so Justin could be in a beautiful position here on the second stint of the race. There you go. Tyres, there we go. What has happened to the quality of my stream? The cars there. Whoa, there we go. We're back. But it is very, very close battling here. Justin trying to get... Justin, we've got Ray and Finley. Ray now moving past Finley. Finley dropping positions here. I mean, brilliant qualifying for him, but the start hasn't been the greatest here for the SCI driver. As we see Ivan there, I think he made slight contact with the back of Finley, trying to go for a late lunge, but Finley closing the door, and that's why we see Finley going slow. It is damage on the front of that Mercedes, and now he is going to be holding this pack up massively. This could be the opportunity, and I think it is for Ray and Otso to pull away. I think Ray may have got caught up with Finley because it has cost him time to Otso, who is looking like he is a clear winner for this race now, with a commanding lead, a 1.2 second lead out in front, and Ray with everything to do to try and close that gap. We've got Sim and Eric at the back. There's big contacts between them, and then there's cars pulling up, and that's an Aston Martin of Sim Barrett's going sideways. And that, is, ladies and gentlemen, is a virtual safety car The Aston Martin getting all out of shape. Might have been a small amount of contact. He does manage to make it back onto the circuit. But that is going to be a trip to the pit lane for the Aston Martin driver of IRT. And I'm sure he is not going to be happy with that. Don't know where it all got kind of stacked up. And he was the driver that lost out, unfortunately, in that. There was no malice or anything there. Nothing, you know, to say that it was anybody's fault. It was just wrong place, wrong time for Sim, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunate there. But we'll check back in with also Ivan. We've seen him try a little late lunge at Finley. And I think he knows that he needs to kind of get on with it. With Finley having that damage, he needs to kind of try and make them little moves. Try and unsettle Finley into one of these corners. As we see the DRS enabled once again. Sim into the pit lane. It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't take any more part in this one. But he is, and well played to him. Well played to the Aston Martin driver. So this is where we kind of see it settle down, but we are going to see people trying to make some moves very soon. The hard compounder tyres are going to become the quicker tyre. And we're going to see Justin having little looks. We're going to see Sem having little looks. Caden having a little look. I mean, Caden could really try and pull this back for ART, but I mean, VNT kind of in the driving seat for that P3 position, I believe, if they were to get the points. But FRT also, they do have one driver in that top 5. It's going to be a tough one to call at the end of this. But we are back under race conditions. And we've got VNT Thomas. Why is... Justin must have been quite off the pace. That's why he got passed by 2 drivers. And now it's VNT Thomas feeling the pressure. We've got Dawid having a little look. Dawid having a big look and makes the move. We've got Justin rubbing tyres with the VNT driver there, but kind of forcing his way through there, but does make the move and gets back in front as we see Thomas with damage. I don't know whether we may have seen a slight bit of contact there from the Aston Martin on the back of Sem. But the mediums do still have that better grip at this moment in time, but the hards, they will come into their own, and we will see Justin eventually. Well, he's not going to be closing any gaps. There's a 2-second gap, and it looks like P1, 2, and 3 is kind of settled apart from Finley and Ivan. And Finley carrying damage, and Ivan not being able to make any inroads in that pursuit of that P3. Ivan might be taking it easy here. You know, it could be an easy 1-3 for AMR. We get Justin with the first time penalty of the evening. 3-second time penalty for Justin. As we get, that's close. Look at how close that Ivan and Finley got there. Finley had to have eyes in his ass, pretty much then, as he had to allow the space. That is absolutely brilliant driving from Finley. He had to leave that gap knowing that Ivan was going to go for the move. Brilliant, brilliant driving. Brilliant. So Ivan now, can he break away from Finley? Can he leave Finley on his own with that damage? Or can Finley stay until that pit stop phase? He will lose... I mean, a good, what is it? It's like 5 seconds in the pits. So he could do with getting pulled along. Justin is, like I said, them hards are starting to come into their own. And Justin now trying to break away from Dawid, who sits in P6. He's on the mediums. He's got Sem right behind him on the hard compounder tyres. And the grip advantage already you can see through turn 3 there was definitely in Sem's hands as he goes all the way around the outside there. Bit of contact between the two as they still go side by side. More contact as they make their way to turn 6. And that is close between the pair. Any mistake there would have seen the McLaren veering off into the wall. They still go side by side. As we see Sem finally getting through. Dowid trying to hold on, trying to keep him behind. But the grip advantage was definitely in Sem's hands there. And seeing him take that P6. I mean, some people might say that this race needs a safety car. And I would happily agree. The top 3, all very spaced out. Ray is trying to get back within DRS range of Otso. Also making a mistake. And this could be the opportunity for Ray. Ray now pushing, using his ERS, trying to get back in DRS range. But also using his ERS as well, trying to maintain that 1 second gap here. Can Otso keep Ray out of DRS? That's what he needs to do if he just wants a comfortable race out front. But Ray has no pressure. He has nobody forcing him to go for the moves, forcing him to use his tyres. So it's a game of strategy of the mind here and tyre saving. That is all. Ray wants to be doing that, but you can tell Ray is pushing, trying to get the DRS off Otso. As we move into lap 9, Otso leads with Ray and Ivan behind him. AMR looking at another great result if it stays like this. P1 and 3, but Finley still with the damage. Is still... Oh, big slide for Finley. Through turn 2 there. Managing to keep all of it though, but FRT Justin. This could go to FRT. FRT do have... VNT Thomas isn't in a strong position anymore for them to really try and take this P3 away, but FRT are in the driving seat. Caden getting up to P8 though. Caden needs to, it's damage limitation. Caden needs to put pedal to the metal. And I think Caden, you know, I think a few of these drivers looking like they wish there was a safety car, because it would close this race up. The side-by-side action, they're going for it too early, has cost some of these drivers a pursuit at a better position. I mean, Sem and Justin, they are closing the gap. I mean, Justin gained a 10th pretty much through that corner to Finley. Finley struggling to stay within the DRS of Ivan. But if Justin can approach and get in DRS range before Finley loses it, which looks like Finley definitely out of DRS range now, losing handfuls of time there. Finley really is losing time, like massively. Bad turn 1 and 2 there for the SCI driver. As we get Jordan back in the session, I believe. Cole down in P20. Another driver probably hoping for a safety car now at this point. But the hard compounder tyres, look at that. It's only took them a lap to get within DRS range of Finley. Finley losing time hand over fist here on this lap. He's lost a bunch of time. Nearly another set. I think that's a 7 tenths. I think it was 1.7 behind Ivan on the last lap, and he's lost another 7 tenths to Ivan on this lap, on the previous lap alone. And Sem now going to be the driver, hoping he can get past. Doesn't want to be held up by Finley in Sector 2. That could give Justin the gap he needs as we get Jordan as joined back. And Caden up into P8. No, What's still P8? Why did it show position changes then? Let's have a look. Someone is falling down position, and it's Caden! Caden in the wall. Wow. Wonder what happened there. Must have been big contact. Has he lost it himself, or has he been taken out there? That is such a shame for Caden. Definitely a big shame for Caden. But let's hope he continues on. Down in P17, P20. It looks like FRT have pretty much been handed this P3 in the championship. With VNT Thomas also down in P18. And there we go. Caden retiring from the session. GG's Caden on a great season, brother, if you're watching. And an amazing attempt. I mean, a great race last time out when you were on wheel. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And it's both the AERT boys out of this one. And I think that just basically puts FRT on that P3 spot. So unless VNT can get P1 and 2 in this, FRT will take P3 here at the AERS Championship. And they've had some really, really good races throughout the season. I mean, there is a playlist over on YouTube. So if you do want to review any of the races, look back. There is a playlist of all the races that I covered this season. So make sure you head on over there and have a little look at that one. Same name as Twitch, is the commentator. And you'll see it, the AERS Championship playlist. So Sem in a good position, P3. As we have had people into the pits. There has been a couple of people. I think Finley has definitely been one of them, yeah. But he's come out in a bit of no man's land. With, did he get that? He didn't get his wing changed. He must feel confident with the car to not have his wing changed. Must feel very, very confident. But he is still losing time to Ivan. Like a hand over fist. So Otso and Ray into the pit. Look how close it is between these two into the pit lane. Ray trying to go for a little overtake. 10-second time penalty for Callum. These two are going to have a right good old scrap to the end of this one. So they don't come out in traffic. But one thing that does happen, Ivan goes into P1. And it looks like AMR could be looking at a double podium here this evening. Both drivers in prime position to control this race now. I mean, does anybody in the chat have a highlight of the season? You know, what's been their highlight of this season? Has been one amazing season. I mean, for me personally, it's all the new followers. As we get another one, as I'm saying it, the AXV Martin. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very, very much for the follow. Been great to see all the love in the chat for the teams and the drivers. We get Eric into the pit lane. That's another 10-second time penalty. And Adas is out of this one. He's retired. Has he retired? I thought he'd lost it somewhere out of track, but he's retired in the pit lane. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's watched along. The views have been absolutely amazing. We've been hitting 40 to 50s. We see Bella getting past there. roughly between 30 and the max 50 viewers a week. So thank you so much to each and every one of you, and to each and every one of you that have shown love to their fellow competitors, to their teammates. Thank you so much for joining us on this brilliant season. But we've still got racing to go here at Brazil. We're only on lap 15, and FRT, as long as they don't lose both their drivers here in this race, they should walk home with the P3 in the championship. And VNT tried to spoil the party. Ray is fighting for a podium, but it's just not going to be enough to topple the lads at FRT. Because Justin's going to come out on very quick mediums. And he's got Sem with him as well, and they've showed some very good pace on these hard compounded tyres. They will, be starting to degrade, and we will see them move on to the mediums in the coming laps. Got my partner doing the cold dance as she goes into the kitchen. As Bella gets the 3-second time penalty now. Got a bit of glitching going on there, a bit of lag then. But yeah, AMR in a very, very strong position here to take the win and to take what would be, I think, their second double podium. I think they have took another one this season. But let's see if they can control the race and keep Ray at bay. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. As Finley's closed the gap to Bella, but Finley's still carrying that damage. I think Finley just settling for position more than anything here now. We have lost 4 drivers in this race: Jamil, Adas, and both the AERT boys, which is very unfortunate. Don't quite know what happened with Caden or Cole, to be honest. Cole, under the first lap, we seen him drop from P11 down to, I think it was P18, and then he was into the pits, and then we jumped on board with Caden, seeing him drop down the pack, and he was in the wall. So yeah, very unfortunate for the AERT boys. They did have something to fight for here this evening, but let's hope that fight wasn't taken away from them maliciously here at Brazil. But lap 18, we've got Justin getting past Sem. These guys just swapping. They know that they're not teammates, but they need to work together. They need to minimize that loss that they'll have in the pit lane. Obviously, Ray, Ivan, Otzo, all gaining time here, but once these boys come out on the mediums, they're going to be gaining corner by corner, and it's just how they handle the final laps of this race that will determine how well they do. But I think if they can just continue on with this pace, just knowing that they need to just use one another pretty much to pull one another along and try and minimize the gap and then fight at the end for it. But some drivers ain't about that, and it looks like Justin ain't about to let Sem go through unless he's on a bit of a recharge, which it looks like he is, Sem. So, but that gap is closing. I mean, Ivan and Otso and Ray are currently making the way through turn 2. And are we going to see them on exit? We just don't. They just didn't come into shot there, but here they are. And that gap getting smaller and smaller between Justin, Sem, and the lads that are technically P1, 2, and 3 on the circuit, with the hard runners in front still yet to pit. But it's been an absolutely brilliant championship. If you haven't, like I said, if you haven't watched it all, and you know, maybe you want to trip down memory lane, maybe you want to see how the teams did in other races, head over to the commentator channel. There is the playlist on there, the AERS championship, as we do see someone trying to size up a move, and it is Ivan, and Jordan isn't giving this one up easy. He is trying to fight Ivan. Ivan does have the fresher tyre. He's going to be able to brake later into turn one. Bit of contact there between Jordan and Ivan. Jordan still not surrendering this position. Tyre hooking. There's big contact. And now can Otso go through? Jordan still defending. Still trying to hold him up. This is SCI trying to hold up AMR here. As Jordan's on 19 lap-old hard compounded tyres, and he's fighting people as Ray instantly throwing it down the inside, trying to get past. There's contact with Jordan, and I think Ray made that look a lot easier than what Ivan and Otso had it against Jordan. Jesus. But great defence from Jordan there. Nothing malice, you know, there was a bit of tyre rocking through turn 1 and 2, but he did try and defend and try and hold him up and try and hold on to his position. But just didn't have it. Just didn't have the tyres. Not that he didn't have the drive, he just didn't have the tyres on that occasion. As we do see Mert into the pits, going on to the mediums. But the lads out in front, the top three, Lucas, Justin and Sem continuing on for another lap here. As well as Jordan. I mean, VNT Thomas probably been in the longest on the tyres out of the rest of the lot. He's on 10 lap old, whereas the drivers around him all on 7 and 8. Eric, excuse me, is on the youngest tyres on the hards currently, on 6 lap old tyres. But we got Otso trying to get past Lucas, gets through. Ray nearly contacts with Lucas. These drivers do not want to get held up by the drivers on the older tyres. They're trying to get through and get through quick. They have kind of come in to the wrong area with them. It's always in Sector 2, it seems, the battling, and Sector 3 goes on. So kind of catching them drivers at the wrong time as we see Sem continue on. Justin is into the pit lane. But Sem feeling like he's got another lap in these tyres. And wants the fresher tyres going towards the end. But these boys will have practiced this race, practiced the strategy. So hopefully the strategy pays off for Justin. Justin's come out in P11. And let's have a look at the gap to leader with Justin. So Justin currently has a 20-second deficit. If he wants to try and fight for the top, he's got to... Well, no, it's not even that, is it? In reality, where is he? So 19... 11 seconds, pretty much. 11 seconds behind P1 is Justin. And with those mediums, should have a decent... Sorry, people, I'm fucking it up for you here. What the fuck is going on? Ah, right, we're seeing pit stops. So, yeah, I think, like, even now, I mean, Justin just got to make his way through. Oh, we didn't see that. Who's brought that out? I think it might be Bella. Bella with the safety car after an incident. Not quite sure where it was, but Bella on 20 lap old 21 lap old hard compounded tyres, DNF. And that can only mean one thing. that she has had an incident and has managed to bring out the safety car. Couldn't continue on neither. So this really does kind of kicks Jordan and Sem right in the nuts. I mean, Sem, not so much. Sem probably timing it perfectly and could potentially have the lead. He's in P8. Let's get on board with Sem. Sem here. Now, all these other drivers surely going to pit for mediums in front of him. And then Sem. There's the lead of the race. No, is the Aston Callum staying out? Callum staying out on 9-lap-old hard compounder tyres. Now, is that really the play? And Justin stays out as well. He's staying out for track position. Everybody's gone into the pit lane for a fresh rubber here. And now Callum leads with 10-lap-old hard compounder tyres. I mean, we did see the medium start to fall off after 7 laps. But it's a tall ask for Callum to try and maintain I would say a top 5. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain a top 5 till the end of this race. I mean, I don't know what you people think in the chat, but it definitely wasn't the call to stay. I don't think he should have stayed out at all. He's just going to get swallowed up. But for Seb and Justin, it kind of has worked out. For Mert, I mean, he's now splitting the Ferrari boys. They lost position to Ray under the pit stop due to the double stack. So I think we're all quite clear on who's on what tyres. Because I would like to kind of take that down. I don't think we know that Callum's the oldest tyre compound on the back. Does anybody else need to know what tyres people are on before I take it off? There we go. So under safety car conditions here after the FRT driver Bella losing it into one of the corners, bringing out the safety car. And now we have Callum leading the race on a lot older tyres than his competitors. Oldest tyres on the grid. 10 laps, whereas the rest of them all on mediums. Mertz on 3-lap-old mediums. 4-lap-old. But I think we're just going to be waiting for Lucas now. I think there will be one more lap of the safety car just to let Lucas catch back up. And then we will have 10 laps of racing for this season finale. At Brazil. And before that gets underway, big GG to SCI and AMR for, you know, sealing that P1 and 2. It's a shame AMR couldn't take the fight till the final race of the season. Would have been a spicy one, especially the way Jordan drove before against AMR. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think it could have been very, very interesting and maybe a bit of a feisty one if that would have been the case. But no, each and every one of these drivers has driven really well this season. They've all had their ups, they've all had their downs. But it has been SCI that have been the dominant force. With AMR kind of making that mid-season to mid to end season charge. And what happens next? What happens? Where do we go from here? I mean, I'm sure Grumpy's got something up his sleeve. So I'll wait to hear what he has to say when he wants and needs me. Boy, yeah. Are we going to see some new teams in the roster next season? Is there going to be a change? Who knows? Safety car in this lap, and Callum nearly going sideways then. But Sem's going to be able to brake so much later into turn 1. And then Callum. Callum trying to leave it as late as possible here. And he's leaving it right to the line. This usually stacks the pack up going into turn 1. And it could have the same effect because Callum, he's been red like a buck there. And now Justin going on the attack. Sem trying to go for the switchback. But Justin with a great move into turn 1 there. Now goes on the attack against Callum. It's the rundown to turn 4. Who comes out on the top? You can see it's all... Everybody's battling for position in the background. Justin get past Callum. And now it's Sem's... Sorry people, Sem's turn. Sem gets through and Justin has a 3-second time penalty. But he's racing like he could have that removed. So who knows? I mean, could cause the 3-second gap and still get P2 if Callum tries to defend like a lion through the rest of this race, as Jordan getting a time penalty. But look at the tyre difference. Sem and Justin just pulling away here from Callum. And Ray doesn't want to be stuck behind Callum that much longer. Is Callum going to try and fight this one? Is he going to try and keep Ray behind? He is defending. He's got to allow the space though. Can't move too many times. And now Ray trying to go down the inside. Callum's got to go all the way around the inside. He breaks later, Callum. But Ray, with the better tyres, is going to get that move done. And through. Jesus Christ, comes also out of nowhere. Contact. And is that also into the wall? It is. Has he managed to save it? Doesn't look like he's got damage. That could have been race ending as Finlay speeding into the pit lane. And Finlay, after an amazing qualifying, picking up P1 here in the season finale, retires on lap 28, people. Lap 28. Tyres, please. Jesus Christ. Was you not about before? But that was a couple of great moves there. Ray with a great move. Otto with a great move. Ivan struggling down in P10. AMR is kind of unfolding for him here. The safety car really has threw the spanner into the works for the AMR. For the AMR team. The double stack in the pits cost one of them, and Ivan now down in P10 and his teammate P5. Got a yellow flag, and that is Jordan with a moment through turns 1 and 2 with a contact. Doesn't seem to have any visible damage on the car. But Justin breaking away from Sem. Sem managed to get the gap to Ray. I mean, Justin just trying to get the gap. Mert is kind of the cork in the bottle for Otto. He's on 3-lap older tyres, but he's driving very well, but he's still losing time to Ray. And Otto just doesn't seem to have that way through at the minute, but he could have it here as we move into the DRS zone. And it looks like it's going to be an easy move for the AMR driver as they run down to turn 1. And the move's already done. And there we see it. Looks like the BRC driver of Dawid trying to unsettle Mert there. Trying to have a little cheeky look. But it didn't faze Mert whatsoever as Ivan now picking up a 3-second time penalty. Just Sem going past Justin. And now up into P1 goes Sem, who's, you know what, when we've seen him race as well, has been another driver that really has stood out from the rest, from your Vollers and your Silos and the rest of them. He really has been a driver in his own right and really has drove very well. Had some good battles, seen him to do some good overtakes as well. So he's had some good qualifying results. So yeah, the RSC driver of Sem, GG's bro, can he now plod on and go for victory here in Brazil as Ray now back in DRS range of Justin, and you can tell that Justin is struggling, but the hard compounder tyres are now starting to just show signs of better grip against the mediums as Ray is pushing and gaining time corner after corner. VNT Thomas, I mean, bringing it back for VNT. He's now P6. But just, I think, I'm really not sure whether VNT could do this. Justin's just picking up too many points, I think, even with the 3-second time penalty. I think VNT might topple AERT. I think AERT could potentially lose a position to VNT if they can, because their mediums, there's still, what, we've got 5 laps to go. The mediums are going to still keep dropping off, and VNT Thomas isn't far away from Dawid, and Dawid will be catching Otso. So the battle for P4 could still go VNT's way. They could have a P3 and 4 come the end of this race. But can VNT Thomas pull it back? Can he get the points for the VNT team? Can he just climb a couple more positions, as both drivers of Dawid and Thomas are now on the rear of Otso? And I think Ray in the driving seat pretty much here for the race win. He just needs to get in that P2 position. Just needs to get past Justin. If he can get past Justin and put himself right in behind Sem and just stay composed, stay settled in behind him, let him just lead until that final lap, Ray could be looking at a top spot here. But first, he needs to dispatch of Justin. Shame for Schumacher. Like I said, he's been another driver who's had a great season in his own right. Seen some good drives from him. Australia was one of them. So, a bit unfortunate to see him so low down in this race, down in P12. Mert, though, doing the OMB team proud up in P7. GG's to Mert. But yeah, I think Ivan been very unlucky here this evening. Like I say, with the double stack, I think Ivan was actually in front, so maybe Ivan got in a bit of a mix-up into turn 1 after the safety car, which seen him lose positions. We don't know, didn't quite catch it. But these boys in a battle for P7, and Mert leads it with Simbarak and Ivan and Eric all involved in that battle for P7. And there we see it. VNT Thomas trying to go for the move on Dawid. I mean, these two do not want to be fighting. They need to save the fight. They need to dispatch of Otso. Maybe Thomas feels he's just got that pace against Dawid and can take that fight to Otso better than Dawid can. He does look like he has a bit more pace in hand, Thomas, as we move into the final few laps. Ray still stuck in behind Justin. This or the next lap, he needs to get this move done. If you're going to use all your ERS, now is the time for Ray. Needs to bleed that tank. Just as he sends it down the inside, he tries making the move. Bit of tyre locking from the pair. Ray urgently trying to get this move done. He knows if he wants this race win, he has to get in P2 by the end of this lap, or it's just GG Sem. Dawid has managed to get past Otzo as well. And I think Otzo will fight this one now. I don't think he's going to let VNC Thomas. Going to want to try and hold on to that P5. He's got some DRS in behind Dawid, which will help in his defence against Thomas on the final lap. But he's only got possibly one more opportunity, Ray, to try and get past Justin. As Sem, been a good race from him, and he is going into that final lap. But it's just the battle in between these two has put him on the back foot. Ray is never going to be looking at winning this race now with the battle between himself and Justin. Justin tries to have a look back, but Ray has the better tyres now. 100%. It's took him, what, 4 laps to get past? No, 5 laps to get past. But now Ray up into P2. Dawid getting close. Dawid will actually get P3 unless the 3-second time penalty gets taken away from Justin. But I think Ray now trying to slow the pack up, trying to help Thomas score some more positions here. And this is what the team needs. They need effort. He needs Justin to be dropping positions. But Sem has done a brilliant race. It's been patient. The safety car come out at a perfect time for this young lad. And he's going to be coming through the final few corners. It's been a great season all round. But Sem will come across the line to win the season finale here at Brazil. And Sem with the race win there. Ray getting P2. Dawid P3. Otzo P4. Thomas in at P5. We get Justin P6 after his penalty. Sim in at P7. Good result there for the Aston Martin driver. And that is it, people. That is the season finale. Done and dusted. And I am not too sure whether VNC did enough against FRT. I don't think they did. I think Justin's points alone will see him in a P3. Unsure whether AERT could get demoted to P5 due to the points that VNT have picked up today. But I'll have to wait and find that one out. But yeah, what a absolutely brilliant season this has been. Absolutely proud of what these boys have accomplished. The season that they've had. SCI, like I said, brilliant season from them. The caliber of driver that they've got over at SCI, it really is something else. I think it's a massive shame that Silo isn't there anymore. I think the team overall looks very strong and could go into any competition and hang it with anybody. But yeah, it's been a brilliant season. AMR have played their own point. I think AMS. Not AMS, sorry. Yeah, AMS, sorry. Probably going to look back on this one. And they had a good start to the season. Remember AMS Night with a really good race. Great undercut. I think he managed to pick up a podium, if I remember correctly. But yeah, just not been their race. So let's go over the teams before we get away from this one. I mean, AERT have had a good season. They brought it back at times. Caden, really did try in this final race of the season. Not long since moved to wheels, so, better things to come from Caden, 100%. Not seen much of Cole, but he did step in, try and step up and bring the team points, but unfortunately, just couldn't quite do it. Double DNF that for them here this evening. For SCI, as I said before, brilliant season. Unfortunately, I mean, Finley, great qualifying, but, you know, ended up DNFing. RSC, you know, good season. Sems kind of pulled it back from a bit. Let's hope for bigger and better things come next season. AMR, good season, good late run. Just wasn't enough in the end to topple SCI. FRT, again, you know, great battle in that mid-pack. We've seen some good drives from them throughout the season. BRC, again, it's been a bit on and off. One driver that stands out for me is Polymac with them. VNT, Melwin, you know, we've seen some good races from them. Melwin's had some good races. We've seen some good battles. They've put on a great show here this evening. Ray, standout driver for VNT, as well as Melwin. IRT and the Aston, I mean, it's been, I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a quiet season for me with them. Not really, sorry, I should have done this like this. Yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet one, in fairness, for the IRT team. Haas, OMB, again, they've had moments of brilliance, moments that have been, you know, great to watch, qualifying, race-wise, but again, it's just been on and off results. And AMS, like I said, just not the season that they were hoping for. Great start, but just kind of went downhill from there. But yeah, I mean, what an amazing season. And I'm so proud of the comms. I think, personally, I've done a very good job. Hope you all enjoyed it. And have enjoyed coming back week in, week out, listening to an Aldermer try and, you know, just do what he loves and commentate on racing. So I hope you all have enjoyed it just as much as what I have. And it's been an amazing season. If I'm live tomorrow night, I'll see you all then. But if I don't, obviously it'll be whenever. Trying to get this 5-lapper thing going, it's just not going anywhere at the minute. It's just been a bit of a struggle. A lot of stuff going on. But I just want to give everybody a massive thank you to all the drivers that have took part in this season. Without them, it wouldn't have been the show that we've had. We've seen some great racing, some great side-by-sides. Has been a bit of a snooze fest at times, obviously, with the DRS train. Some people don't like it, some people do. But it's been great to have you, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, showing the support to the teams, showing the support to the friends, coming in, showing a bit of love to me. It's been absolutely brilliant. Again, thanks to Grumpy and the team for allowing me to do the comms for the No Assist. And long may it continue. So until next time, people, enjoy racing, look after one another. Let's keep our fingers crossed that this DLC fixes this game and brings it back to glory. Because if not, I think I'm going to have to look for another place to do comms. So take care, people. Much love. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.